What's up, guys? So, this is me for whoever gives a shit. I couldn't make recordings to my through my microphone anymore, through my webcam, because something was wrong with the audio where it wouldn't let me record. Like the sound just kept fucking up. So for now, I'm just gonna make them on my cell phone like this. And I was making videos with just like a little music in the background where I was just making my picks, but I didn't really like doing that because. Um, all I was able to do is give you my pick. I couldn't really give you my percentage on it and the risk and whatnot. So this is way better because I can just talk and say, everything that I know. And I'm gonna try to keep my videos about 10 minutes long or more, because nobody really listens to, 30, 20 minutes, whatever. So Masvidal versus Nate Diaz, UFC 244. I have Masvidal by TKO. And this one seems very divided among the fans. I see half the people have Diaz, half the people have Masvidal, and I'm not surprised. I mean, it's not really a very easy fight to call. And a lot of people say, "Oh, Diaz is very hard to get finished," but I mean, he has been finished in the past by Stephen Thompson, and Conor had him really hurt. He had him really hurt in both fights. Can anyone really sit here and say that Conor punches harder than Masvidal? I don't know. I mean, the way Masvidal knocked Darren Till out was, Till was out cold. Not even Woodley, when he dropped him with that punch, knocked him out the way Masvidal did. So I'm convinced that if Masvidal lands clean on Diaz, he'll knock him out. He'll be able to knock him out. I don't think there will be grappling involved in this fight. I think it's going to be a stand-up war. And even if anyone tries to take the other one down, I think it will be Diaz trying to take Masvidal out, but down. But I don't think he will. I think Masvidal's takedown defense will hold up, and it's going to be a matter of the stand-up. I think Diaz has more pressure, more cardio, but I think overall Masvidal is a better boxer, a better striker, a better kicker for sure, and more power. I for sure give Masvidal. I've never seen Nate drop anyone with a punch. I've seen Masvidal do it to Cerrone, Till, Ellenberger. That one doesn't really count too much, but I've seen him knock dudes out. Diaz is more of a combination of punches. But yeah, Masvidal by TKO on that one. I am semi-confident. I'm like 65-35 on Masvidal. And then Gastelum versus Till. I have the upset on this one. I have Darren Till. I think this one won't be a popular pick for sure. But I think Till is a much better striker, much faster striker, much more technical striker. He's way bigger, has more reach, has more distance. I'm assuming this is one of those fights where we have to assume how much was the cut affecting Till going to welterweight. It was no secret that I think even a couple of times he couldn't make weight. So it was no secret that he had a hard time cutting down to welterweight, and you have to wonder how much did that affect his resistance and overall his performance. So I think he has to be better at middleweight. His chin has to be better at middleweight, and I was taught that a straight left of his is a devastating weapon, and hopefully if he's added more to his arsenal, because Masvidal was able to figure him out, even though he dropped him early into that fight. So that's that. Then Gastelum for sure. Gastelum gave Adesanya his hardest fight to date. He lost, and it was very close. So that just shows you how good Gastelum is. But I think this is one of those fights where styles make fights, and I don't think this is not a fight where if anyone is going to want to take someone down, it's going to be Gastelum trying to take Till down, and I don't think he'll be able to. Woodley wasn't able to. The reason why that fight ended on the ground was because Woodley dropped him with a punch. The couple of times that Woodley tried to take him down through grappling, he wasn't able to. So I don't think Gastelum will be able to, and pretty sure Till knows that that's probably going to be a big part of the strategy for Gastelum. So I have Till by TKO. Also not super confident. I'm like 55-45 on this one. So for sure wouldn't bet on this one. Then Thompson versus Luque. So I see this fight being very similar to Thompson versus Masvidal, or Thompson versus the way it was going with Pettis before Pettis landed that crazy punch. So if you expect a fight that the same that it was Luque versus Perry just like a month ago, a bloodbath like, I don't think it's gonna be like that. I think Thompson, coming from 2 losses to Pettis and to I can't remember who else he lost to. Pettis and Till. Yeah, Pettis and Till. I think he'll be safe, and he'll just want to try to get the win, even if it's a boring decision. Like I said, I see this fight similar to Thompson versus Masvidal, and the way how Thompson versus Pettis was going. Just Thompson being very defensive, but doing enough to get the win. So Thompson by decision. Then Lewis versus Ivanov. I have Lewis by KO/TKO. I don't think so. Tai Tuivasa has absolutely no ground game, trash ground game. Yet Ivanov was not able to take him down the few times he tried. And then the one time that he dropped him with the punch, Tuivasa was able to get up, which really surprised me. I don't see Ivanov being able to take Lewis down, especially Lewis having to prepare to fight DC in the past. I'm sure he's sharpened up his takedown defense somehow. And I see another stand-up where Lewis will just keep it standing and eventually land a bomb on Ivanov and knock him out. So Lewis by TKO. Now Lee versus Gillespie. This to me is the most intriguing fight on this card. And I have Lee winning this one. Here's the thing, right? So Gillespie has been steamrolling through his opponents. Not even close. It's been an absolute destruction. But look at the guys that he has been fighting. None of these guys are top 10. None of them. And something that I've said before in the past is that it's very easy to look like a killer when you're not fighting, the elite, the top guys. So now he's fighting a top guy, and a very, very good one. I mean, what Lee was able to do to Barboza was, absolutely, other than that wheel kick, it was a destruction from Lee. He dominated Tony Ferguson that first round. First round was all Kevin Lee with the staph infection. Can you really say that Gillespie can go there and out-grapple, out-wrestle Lee? I don't think so. And if he does, however, if Gillespie does to Lee what he's done to everyone else, he's the one that I want to see, one more fight and then go for that title. But I have Lee by decision. I think there's levels to this, and I'll eat my words if it wasn't good enough. But I think whatever grappling / wrestling Gillespie has will not be good enough for what Lee can do. We'll find out. Corey Anderson and Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker. I just cannot stop thinking of the whiskey every time I hear about him. So I'm on the train. I'm on the hype train on this one. And it gets derailed. I just see Walker as top, one of the newest, hottest contenders in that light heavyweight division. Walker, Reyes, and Rakic to me are the next big dogs in the light heavyweight division. For the longest time it was DC, Jones, Rumble, Gustafsson. Now it's Jones, Walker, Rakic, and Reyes. So, but at the same time, could I see Anderson out-grappling Walker and just humping him into a decision? If that was to happen, I wouldn't be surprised. And I've seen Walker lose in the past. It's been years, of course, but I'm going to go with Walker, nasty knockout. Like I said, I'm on the train on this one, and there's something special about him. And until I see him get derailed or exposed, if that's a good word, I can't pick against the guy. So Walker. And Tavares versus Shabzyan. So Tavares has only lost to the monsters of the middleweight division: Adesanya, Whitaker. What the hell happened here? Adesanya, Whitaker, Yoel Romero, and several years ago versus Tim Bosch, which was a fight that he was completely dominating. But if you go watch it, Tavares was dominating until he got caught with that punch. It happens in MMA. And then Whitaker knocked him out too. But even Adesanya, if you go watch the fight, that first round was very competitive. Like if you watch that first round, the fight was dominant by Adesanya, but that first round could have easily gone to Tavares. Tavares is known for having an amazing takedown defense, which I think is going to come into play in this fight. I have Tavares by decision. I think he'll keep it standing and pull a not too fun decision, but Tavares for sure. And then Arlovski versus Rosenstruck. Man, I'm also picking the underdog here. I think Arlovski is going to turn into a wrestler for this fight. The same way he did versus Stefan Struve. Rosenstruck has, like Tuivasa, 0 ground game. This guy does not have any grappling at all. If Arlovski has a brain cell and American Top Team, have watched footage and have implemented a game plan, I don't see how stupid you would have to be to go out there and trade punches with Rosenstruck. I think he's gonna go there and grapple him and hell, maybe even get a submission or a decision. But and I'm picking Arlovski by submission. That's just how bad I think Rosenstruck's ground game is. I think he's gonna take him down. Eventually, outwork him, being the veteran, and submit him. With that being said, if Arlovski goes there to trade punches with Rosenstruck, he deserves to get knocked out, and I hope he gets knocked out. And it'd be like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you trading punches with the guy that can knock you out with one punch? So, yeah, we'll find out. So, to summarize it, Masvidal by TKO, Till by TKO, Thompson by decision, Lewis TKO, Lee by decision, Walker by TKO, Tavares by decision, Arlovski by submission. All right, guys, so it's going to be a badass one. Have a good one.